Is 6:03. We'll call the Committee of the Whole to order. Can we have a roll call?
At this meeting, we have Mayor Pro Tem Leafblad presiding. Mayor Dodge is absent tonight, as well as Trustee Malani. Roll call. Trustee Lawrence.
Here.
Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Leafblad.
Here.
Trustee Healy.
Here.
Trustee Katsinas.
Here in left field.
Oh, you should move over.
That's all right.
And the time to begin is at 6:04. Please rise for this Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the minutes. Approval of the July 21st, 2025 Committee of the Whole minutes.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Is that Trustee Lawler?
Yes. I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Committee of the Whole of July 21st, 2025.
Madam Chair? Second?
Okay. And is there any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Trustee Lawler.
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Leafblat.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Okay, at this time, I would ask to move item E up on the agenda, and so that we can do the PowerPoint on the Humphreys Road, and then have public comment in case there are any questions or comments based on that as well.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second?
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence.
Aye.
Trustee Lawler.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Leafblat.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
It's passed. Okay. Now, Humphreys, First, Second, Third Avenue road condition for discussion only.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
I'm going to present,
The microphone on?
sorry, I'll get real close.
Okay, thanks.
I always forget that. Eat the mic. I'll be presenting a little bit about the road condition decision that we're having tonight for the First, Second, and Third Avenue. The purpose of this brief is to kind of provide some history and the cost of the project, as well as requesting a direction from the board to how to proceed for the roads. A little bit of the background. The First, Second, and Third Avenues were originally part of the 2024 Road Improvement Program called the Humphrey Subdivision, which is the blue area there. The initial plan was to do repaving, but which is set up with our annual program. But when we went and looked at the roads, you could see that the condition of the roads compared to some of the other heavily traversed roads, there was the existing roads were in really good condition. And so instead of repairing the road and ripping it all up and putting down pavement, we did some work on the roads. We did some repairs from some curbs, one by inlet area, and did one or two patches. And then we also decided to opt to provide and install an asphalt rejuvenator for this year. Initially, we were planning in end of the 2024 season to do that, but the timing of the road program ran long, so we didn't do it in the fall. So we did it, put it in the budget for this year. Just a little bit about the reclamite. We also, there's a video here that we'll show you, and it'll kind of talk a lot about the science of it. So bear with a little bit of the monotone voice, but it's a very good product. It actually penetrates the asphalt, and it gives the asphalt extended life period so that we do not have to rip up the road and repave the road. This product is used in many communities. We talked with the vendor. They had over 55 communities that throughout Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, that they provide this kind of service, both in residential, other roads, and so forth. So with that, I'm gonna play the video.
Are you looking for an affordable way to extend pavement life and reduce your road maintenance costs? In this video, we'll see why roads don't last and how asphalt rejuvenation works in a pavement management system to extend pavement life, reduce costs, and improve the condition rating of your road network. Let's jump in with the basics of asphalt. So here's the makeup of a pavement. Only 6% or so is the asphalt cement or binder. It's the glue that holds your road together. Asphalt is a petroleum-based material. Its stickiness or durability is determined directly by its chemical composition. Now don't worry, this isn't going to be a chemistry course. Just some basics as to why pavements deteriorate and what you can do about it. Asphalts can be separated into two main parts, asphaltenes and maltenes. Asphaltenes are solid when separated and furnish the color and hardness. The maltene fractions are the petroleum components that provide tackiness and flexibility. These parts are most susceptible to the aging process. They make up 80 to 90% of the liquid and are uniquely asphalt components. Maltenes are what make asphalt a glue. Aging of a pavement begins in the hot mix plant, known as short-term aging. Heat of manufacture changes the composition of the liquid. During the short mixing cycle, heating dries off part of the maltene components, degrading the consistency of the binder. So initial hardening occurs even before your pavement is placed on the road. When pavement construction ends, destruction begins. Have you noticed there are normal imperfections and porosity in the finished pavement surface? These construction variables in asphalt content, compaction, air voids, and stone gradation combine to shorten pavement life. Another contributor to reducing durability is the amount of recycled content. Here's the same road 10 years later. Asphalt failures begin long before we see this. Yes, this took 10 years to happen, but you get to see it in 30 seconds. Two main enemies of asphalt are age hardening and water. So over time, oxidation of the asphalt binder and moisture intrusion result in top-down distresses that cause this deterioration. These adverse effects of aging are progressively more severe with a lean mix and higher air voids. Durability is essential to achieving its design life. We discussed earlier how asphalt is the glue that holds your road together. As weathering continues, the maltene fractions oxidize, the liquid becomes more and more brittle. These effects of weathering occur faster and faster as time goes on. But there's something we can do about it. We can reverse the factors that limit the useful life of asphalt by restoring maltene components lost in the heat of manufacturing and through in-place weathering. Here's a look at the application process. The material begins to penetrate. The color is pink because we are replenishing the lighter fractions, the maltene parts of the asphalt. This color dissipates as it's absorbed. You'll be pleased to know that traffic is maintained and the road open to traffic usually within 30 minutes. The lightly applied sand provides traction and absorbs excess. The sand is swept up the following day. What would you say is the feature people like the most about the road they're driving on? Many people say smoothness, The best way to keep it that way is to create a better asphalt. Half of this road was treated as part of the new paving operation and shows the results after 1 year. This correction of asphalt cement chemistry replenishes asphalt components removed at the hot plant, restores consistency, and seals the surface. Notice the tighter surface of the treated side. This county road was treated with an untreated area left for comparison. After 5 years, the agency crack sealing operation revealed much less distress in the treated section. We mentioned Reclamite chemically combines with the existing binder, thus becoming an integral part of the liquid. This creates thicker films around stone particles and an in-depth seal that traffic will not polish away. You might say we're increasing the AC content in the top part of the surface. This is how the seal is created. Photo is of a pavement 4 years after treatment. Can I use this on older existing surfaces? Yes. Candidate selection is based on condition. You want to treat before significant aging has occurred. Here's a look at some good older candidates. Here's the results on a 1-year-old pavement after 7 years. The proof is in the pavement. How does this work? Replenishing the same malting components that occur naturally in asphalt make your road resistant to the effects of weathering. So with a field-proven track record of more than 50 years, you can be confident it will work on your road too. What's the bottom line? You'll maintain smooth pavement, avoid costly repairs, and extend road life. The cost is less than $1 per square yard applied by pavement technology. This first step in a pavement management plan is the way to add value with a low impact on budget and users. Reclamite is effective, affordable, and fast. It goes down paint, keeps you in the black. Call me and I'd be happy to meet you at a location to see these results firsthand. Good day.
I want to mention that you talked about the Maltese. That product is in our asphalts that we put down with the road as well, right? It's whether it's this product or a regular road replacement, that all those products are part of the road design. Tonight, let's see.
Are you looking for an affordable?
There we go. We have 3 options that we wanted to highlight to the board. Our first option is to retain the current condition. We kind of highlighted what the dates were when we did the work, and roughly the cost for this work already occurred was $4,160. As you can see, some of the pictures, what it looks like today on the far right. Obviously, when we first put it down, the sand was involved with that, and we swept it a couple of times to try to clean up that sand. Option 2, we could install a seal coat. You see this sometimes in neighborhoods, especially homeowners. They often seal coat their streets or their parking lot areas. Pros, pretty inexpensive, does create the black look. The cons, it's just a temporary fix. It doesn't last very long, usually about 1 to 2 years. And the cost is about almost $10,000 to do that. The last option is our mill and overlay with what we've done in our road program. It strips off about almost a 2-inch layer. It does create a brand new road. Obviously, we spent the money on the Reclamite already, and then we could use the funds in other areas that are worse roads than what you had seen in the photos already. That cost for those 3 roads, we've $51,000. So, question to us all today is, do we leave the roads for option one to retain? Do we apply the seal coats, or do we mill and overlay? From a staff perspective, I would do option one, but we thought we'd bring it to your attention and your decision.
I do have a quick question. So with regard to the, what we have on there now, the reclamite, is that what it's called? It's, that would have, that extends the life for how much longer, like 5 years?
5 to 7 years.
Okay, 5 to 7. Seal coating to up until like 2 years?
Correct.
All right, and how old were that's, what is it, 1, 2, and 3, First, Second, and Third Streets? How old were they prior?
I don't recall, but I can get that information to you.
Okay.
Trustee, or Mayor Pro Tem?
Trustee Lawrence?
I believe
Or Lawler, sorry.
the roads, I believe, were last done in 2006.
Thank you.
Madam Chairwoman,
Trustee Katsinas?
it's a mouthful. Joel, we had it done, so why are we here now discussing it? What happened when that was put on the roads? I mean, if we paid the $41.60 to do it, like, why are we talking about this now? It's already been done. I think there was a problem with how it was done.
There has been a request from some residents that we go and mill and overlay the road.
I drove all 3 of the streets on my way here. I did notice on Second and Third, quite a bit of sand still remaining in the grooves, in the manholes, in the curb bed.
Yeah, it takes a couple months for that
Okay,
to all,
okay.
to get rid of.
Okay, it doesn't look, like when we look at the roads, I looked at these pictures, and the roads kind of don't look like the pictures. Like the pictures, the texture looks tight and, you know, a little bit darker color, and I didn't notice that on First, Second, and Third. You know, does it restore the color? No?
No, it does not make it black again.
Okay,
So that is some of the misconceptions, that the reclamite will turn it black again. It does not do that. It actually just penetrates the road, and then it still will be the gray color.
okay. Now, with any product, the application is pretty critical, right? And were the conditions of weather good for applying this product?
The day prior, we actually postponed it a couple days because there was rain in the forecast. So once the rain cleared, the reclamite folks who give us the recommendation of when to do it said it was okay to apply it at that point.
Okay. Now, whose decision was it to put that down? Was it our road contractor? Or
No.
was that recommendation by the road contractor, or was that the villages?
It is the village and my staff.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And then
myself.
this company that did it, Corrective Asphalt Materials, that is the company who actually put down the reclamite, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And you said the roads were about 2006, so they're just.
And again, our roads vary. We don't do it by age. Usually we do it by our scan. Our scan tells us to let us know the condition of the road. And the scan for those 3 roads was actually green in color in our color scheme. The roads east and west were orange. Orange are a lot more cracks that you saw in the photos. So those were deemed where we had to replace. But because the traffic doesn't go down First, Second, Third, other than mostly the residents, you have less wear and tear of that road, and therefore the scan is showing it green, even though it's 20 years old. So we want to extend that road as long as possible. Once we see all the cracks and so forth, then we replace.
Okay. And I think on their website, I did go on there, and did the village follow the protocols also of notifications to the immediate area?
Yes, yeah, we did send out, that was part of the 716, we were sending that out. We sent out initial notification, but then we had to send out that we had to postpone a few days there for the rain, so another notification was sent out.
Thank you, Joel.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Trustee Lawler?
Joel, a couple things here. One, So watching the video here, it talks about when you put this product down, it should be done on roads that are, looks like they're relatively still young, 2 years to 6 years, you know, in what I was reading. But we're doing this on a road that's 18 to 20 years. You know, is that the proper way to use this product on a road that's that old? I mean, does it not matter, or is it just the wear and tear of it?
In the video it talked about, it could vary depending on the condition of the road. So again, it's not about age, it's more about the condition of the road of when you should put the product down. And this is a perfect example to use that for that road.
Okay. My other question is notification to residents. I do live on that block, and, you know, I'll be honest, I don't recall seeing the notification, and it could be missed, but I mean, we just recently had an issue over 135th Street, I believe it was those roads, where they claimed they weren't getting notified either. So I want to say that I think that's something we need to address in the community, is that notifications, people are just not seeing it. Not saying that it didn't happen, I just didn't recall seeing it. But the other thing that I was concerned about is that reading through this is, it did talk about that this should be put down at a dry day. You know, there should not be any rain. And it did go down on a day that it rained. I very clearly remember seeing the trucks pour it when it was raining, and the sand came by afterwards, and it did leave a really thick, tarry, black, sandy sludge on our streets. And, you know, I know some of the residents, talking to them, it was tracking on our shoes and stuff into our homes and everything. So I don't think that, you know, the company that was supposed to put it down followed the correct protocols for putting this down. And I think that's why we have an issue here today. So it's something we should look into, and if we're gonna use this product in the future, I think it's something that we should really have a strong protocol with the weather, looking at the weather and say, this is only gonna be applied when there's no rain in the forecast. So I'll leave it at that.
Any other comment?
Madam Chair?
Trustee Lawrence?
So when I looked at the information initially, my conclusion was it seems to make sense to stay with what we did, given what I could see and what I could understand. I read the safety data sheets. It says non-toxic. I don't see anything about the sand or the grit material that was on top. I don't see anything about that. But then I went and drove out there, and the streets, color is not a matter. I hope people would agree to that. And anyway, the color has faded in the streets. The new ones and the old ones are very close to the same color. As a matter of fact, the new ones don't look new to me. But being out there, I did see sand accumulation, extremely fine-grained product, a lot, considering it could easily blow around, and so I can kind of understand that. I also saw what looked to be patches on every one of those streets. They didn't look like these photos. There's a lot of patches on the streets that were treated. And so I wonder whether what we've done was the best thing to do, all things considered. Now, like I said, at first I thought, hey, that makes a lot of sense. But then when I saw what was out there, and when I saw how fine the sand was, and I know a lot about blowing grit and sand because I'm an outdoor person, spend a lot of time outdoors, spend a lot of time cleaning, and I have gotten a lot of times where I've gotten from sweeping in areas where it's gritty, gotten it in my lungs and my throat, and for more than a day, felt uncomfortable about it. So I get it of a resident's concern, and I see we have some information which must be from the residents.
We have some people who are going to come up and speak after.
Okay.
In a moment.
Sorry, I peeked through it, my curiosity. I had no idea at first where it came from. So without knowing more, I'm now leaning towards completely redoing it. I'm not sure that Well, when we redo it, we're going to have the volatiles come off, and to a certain extent, those are going to be in our lungs and in our environment. So paving a new street is not the greatest thing in the world, you know, for life around us either, but we know we have to do it. And without knowing more, that's kind of the way I'd be leaning, but I certainly would do a lot more research myself to try to come to the best conclusion, because I see this product as potentially a really good thing. We have a lot of needs to balance, and things cost a lot of money, and our taxes are already considerable, especially for some members of our community. And so I like the idea of finding ways to do things in a less costly manner, should they be scientifically sound.
And, I do have one quick question too. As I understand it, this has been used in other parts of Orland Park as well,
Yes,
without this result, without any complaints or anything like that.
correct.
Okay, so just offhand, and of course, we are here for discussion today, so there's, there's more thought to be put into this, but there might be an issue. It looks like there is an issue with the way it was applied, because we've just not had this kind of issue in the past, and we haven't had this kind of collection of sludge or fine materials, fine sand or whatever in the past, as we have today, as we have in this particular situation. It's just my observation. You can't be expected to answer that question. You weren't there. But as we discussed, this is, one thing that comes to my mind.
Madam Chairman,
Trustee Healy?
I have not had a chance to get out there, but talking with Trustee Katsinas and my other two fellow trustees here, that it seems like the sand is still out there today. I think the first thing we've got to do is remediate that condition and clean it up. And I don't think that was one of the options that are on here. But I mean, I would say tomorrow, go and clean that up. And to me, that's something that we can do right away. My answer doesn't address, what do we do after that? It's still thinking about it. So.
Thank you. Does anyone else?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Trustee Lawrence.
Joel, do we offhand know how many other places in Orland Park we've used it, how many times, how many miles, whatever?
Yeah, we did it in 2024 in
Okay.
Eagle Ridge.
Okay,
I think it's, I get them confused, there's 1, 2,
Okay.
and 3. It is
sure,
kind of by the park, Eagle Ridge Park area.
Do we know
to
how
the east of
many
it. About,
miles or feet or
it
whatever?
was about 8 of the roads, a lot of them
About
are
8
dead-end
roads,
roads
okay,
there.
okay.
And then we did, about 7 years ago, a pilot area, kind of down by Mission Hills area.
Okay.
Off 108th, and
Okay.
between 108th and 104th, just to kind of see how that would, we did it early so we could see, just like the video, kind of see some
Mm-hmm. Sure,
variance.
okay, yeah. I think I would like to see more information about this, because I see it as potentially a good product, a good solution to balance all the needs we have in our community. But I'd like to see more information about the background, where it's been used, and the fact that there is some sand around. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough that I could see it could be of concern. Again, from my personal experience of sweeping driveways and patios, and then all of that night and the next day, feeling it in my throat and in my lungs, even though I was trying to be careful.
Madam Chairman,
Trustee Lawler?
one last question for you, Joel. So Joel, real quickly, let's say we don't we didn't completely tear up the street, it is a 20-year-old street. We put this product down, and maybe 6 years down the road, 7 years, these streets do need to be, ripped up. How much damage gets done to the arterial roads, when we bring those heavy machines in? Is there really any residual damage from that?
No.
No? Okay.
We do that often. There's areas of the roads, we just do a saw cut and from that new area forward, they'll do the new road.
Okay, thanks.
But good question.
Okay, any more discussion?
Mayor Pro Tem,
Trustee Katsinas?
I agree with Trustee Healy. If there's any way to vacuum or clean up the sand there, because I could imagine if wind comes, it's just gonna pick it up, and silica sand is a little bit finer, and if I remember correctly, in my construction days with masonry, it's a finer sand, you know, that if wind picks it up, if it goes in the air, that could be a concern. So, thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, thank you so much. All right, and
At this time, we come to the public comment portion of our meeting. Each individual wishing to address the village board will be allotted 3 minutes. Before speaking, each person must clearly state their name for the record, and we request that you provide your address. We expect all speakers to conduct themselves in a reasonable and orderly manner. Personal attacks on current or former employees or elected officers will not be permitted. On advice of attorneys, there will be no discussion of pending court cases. Please note that the trustees will not engage in debate during public comment. While the board generally does not respond to public comments, the mayor or a trustee may choose to do so if deemed appropriate. We appreciate your cooperation. Look forward to hearing from you. Okay. We don't need your address. Usually we have slips. Okay, is there anyone who wishes to address the board at this time?
hi.
I'm Richard. I do have prepared comments to read.
Get close to the microphone.
Yes, okay.
Can I get your first and last name, please?
Richard,
Richard. Okay.
yes. So I do have prepared comments that I'll read. I just wanted to point a couple of things out about the presentation that we just saw. Just to clarify, the problem is the silica sand, and they have been out at least 3 times that I know of, or that we know of, to sweep it up, and it's still there. So I'm not sure if they go out again, how effective that would be. In the presentation that we just saw, I just wanted to point out that the before photos that you saw are clearly taken from Google Maps. So there's obviously no way for us to know when those photos were taken. On the manufacturer's website for Reclamite, it does state specifically that Reclamite is meant for roads up to 6 years old. I'd also like to reiterate, notifications were not distributed to us or any of the people here tonight. And it did rain during, before, and after the application. Okay, prepared comments. Village administrators and board members, we respectfully submit 2 urgent questions requiring immediate clarity. 1, when will full mill and overlay process begin? 2, when is its completion anticipated? We are deeply concerned about the recent application of Reclamite asphalt rejuvenator and crystalline silica blotting sand within a residential neighborhood. These substances should never have been applied in a densely populated area, especially without prior notice to residents. Had we been informed, we would have voiced strong objections prior to the application. According to both manufacturer guidelines and industry best practices, these materials should not be applied to asphalt older than 6 years, particularly when it already exhibits advanced oxidation and alligator cracking. The streets in question are about 20 years old, making them unsuitable candidates for this treatment. Furthermore, the application was conducted during active precipitation, a direct violation of product use guidelines, and in a closely populated residential subdivision, increasing the risk of airborne exposure and potential harm. We are also alarmed that safety claims regarding these products appear to rely solely on statements made by the manufacturer, a company with a vested financial interest in their use. Such decisions should be guided by independent environmental research and public health standards, not vendor assurances. Residents were not notified in advance of the chemical application of the use of crystalline silica sand, which is now visibly present and airborne throughout the neighborhood. If the village fails to act, whether to avoid liability or protect its image, it will be knowingly allowing an unsafe situation to persist. The burden of responsibility lies with the governing body, and it should weigh heavily on your conscience and commitment to public safety. As your own meeting agenda acknowledges, temporary fixes are inadequate. The only responsible and lasting solution is a complete cleanup, followed by full mill and overlay of the affected streets. We urge the village to act swiftly, transparently, and with the integrity this community deserves. Thank you.
Thank you. And we are in receipt of a large packet. Is this from this neighborhood group that's here tonight? Okay, so we'll have the opportunity then to go over this as well and review it. So that, because tonight this issue is up for discussion, so that we can be fully informed and then, make a decision on and make a vote on it on another date, and then initiate whatever the result of that vote is. So. We generally don't make a practice to do a question and answer with speakers, but please come and talk about your experiences or what you would like to make the board aware of that we haven't, that isn't already out there.
So I would encourage you to please read through the.
Speak into the microphone. So.
I would strongly encourage you to read the 55 pages that were provided to you.
What is your name?
My name's Dave. Every detail about this has been documented from the minute it started. I knew it was going to be an issue. You have pictures of the roads, actual conditions, unlike the Google Maps that were shown in the presentation that was also emailed out to everybody. If you flip through this package, you're going to see that this product is exactly the same carcinogen that is asbestos. So if there was asbestos flying around a subdivision, hazmat would be out there removing this from our community. This needs to be taken care of immediately. There have been 3 that I know of, that we all know of, attempts to remove this material with 3 separate, each different form of street sweeper. 3 different types were brought out. The first one was a dry one, the second one was a wet one, and the third one was another dry one. None of those worked. The problem is this silica sand. We talked a lot about the reclamite. The reclamite is the sand. The reclamite is holding on to that silica, right? And the silica is the danger, right? On top of the reclamite is the danger on top of the silica. So I hope you can distinguish that too, because we're not really talking about the reclamite. It's the sand that becomes airborne, and it's designed to stick together. But because of the brittleness of this road being 20 years old, and the fact that it was put on in the rain, it never had a chance to bind. If you see in there, you'll see the sludge, the running off of this material.
What, could you direct us to like the page it's on or?
Well, unfortunately, we did not. So you're probably about 10, 12 pages in. You'll see the chemical running off the street. It almost looks like wet. It's here, I'm holding it up.
Thank you.
So it never bound correctly. So we talked a little about the formation of asphalt. This product is designed for new, right off of their website. That's also in here. There's a screenshot off their website. It's meant for new surfaces that are applied in addition to the new asphalt and can be extended up to 6 years in cold climates. Not past 6 years, not about conditions, nothing. If you do the searching, and you'll see all the sightings in that package of where all the information came from, it is not based on the condition of the road. It's the age, because the oxidation happens from the UV, it happens from everything that happens throughout the year weather-wise. So, you'll also see, I don't know if a few of you said you were out there, you can clearly see the piles of sand, but look, when you go back out there, look at that sand, you're gonna see little rock, right? Which is the asphalt. This asphalt was brittle, and picture toilet paper, right? In your hand. And if you wet that toilet paper, right? And you rubbed the toilet paper, it falls apart, right? So that's essentially what's happening here, is that it's so brittle and it's lost its ability to adhere to itself, that makes it compounds the situation, and actually, based on, you'll see it all in there as well, it will actually increase the speed of degradation of the roads because of the makeup of it. And it's all sourced in there as well.
David, would you like to tell us your last name? Or
No.
no? Okay. Oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
Are we at 3 minutes? Oh, I'm sorry, we are past 3 minutes, and we allow 3 minutes to each speaker.
Okay. But
But we do-
please spend the time, look at the pictures. Obviously, nowhere near, you'll see the condition throughout. Again, nobody received that notification. Nobody knew what was happening. The day that it was being applied, I reached out to Public Works numerous times, asking why nobody was out there from the village supervising it, why it was being applied in the rain, right? And then I knew that it was not supposed to be applied in the rain. I even reached out to Corrective.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, is there anyone else who would like to speak? Well, thank you, because this is important information for us to have as we continue to discuss this and consider the best course of action. So we welcome residents coming and talking about their concerns and their experience, so thank you.
We will proceed to any non-scheduled visitors for public comment on items relevant to the village business that is not on the agenda. Seeing none, I ask for an adjournment for the committee of the whole.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Lawler?
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Leafblat?
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned until 7 o'clock.